Z Malachi right back at you. Yeah, they got us good, but we do have a solution. They got us out here on the dollar, and they told us before we even got on the dollar, we were trading. They got us good, man, with all the lies they made us eat. We sitting here consuming and digesting all these lies. Trade? What were we doing as a people if they tell us that, they ran up on us as indigenous folk, native folk to the land? What were we doing? Like, according to your own imagination, were we not taking care of ourselves? Were we not self-sufficient? Were we not autonomous? How does trading amongst one another or distant families or tribes, how does that really factor in? If you don't know no better, the first thing somebody tell you, you're gonna accept. That's just natural, right? So if it's a lie, you're just gonna accept it until you have reason to doubt it. Well, we grown folk now. We grown folk. So these things that they told us before, we can easily break it down and see that they're lies. Barter, trading, as a self-sufficient people, as a native people to a land, no, we never did that. We never traded amongst ourselves or no distant tribe or nothing else like that. We never did that. So yeah, they got us good. They got us good. We assisted one another. We assisted one another. There is no reason for me right now to think that what we did not do was assist one another. I know that we was intelligent enough, right, to look at the people who lived amongst us and in our minds account for the things that we will need, account for the things that we would consume. Why should I think that if we were already a people here, right, there most certainly was some type of system and values that we were applying amongst ourselves. Like, you can't get here. You can't get here without elders. You can't get to a point where you have a structure, right, amongst yourselves that was not passed down to you by some elders. And if you live long enough, you're going to know that the best way to empower yourselves is to make sure you have the best of everything, but ready and available at all times. At all times. We're going to be building these homes. It's going to empower us. We're going to make sure we have water or access to water all the time, ready and available right there. But we're going to have storage. Like, if you live long enough, you're going to know these are the things that you need. You're going to account for visitors or travelers coming through. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have food ready and available for yourself all the time. You know what I mean? Ain't going to be no, I'll give you this if you give me that amongst one another. Ain't going to be none of that. They got us good. Talking about we used to trade. No, man, we didn't used to trade. Let me tell you what really happened. Because you need to know they got us real good. If you got a people that comes amongst you and feels some kind of way because it seems like you got everything, you don't need nothing from them, you feeling inferior. Let's scratch that. Let's move the word inferior out the way. How they really feeling? They feeling like they're not important because they want to feel needed. They want to feel needed, okay? Why is it that with some people, it's not enough for them to blend in and contribute? Why do you have to control the abode? Because see, this is what happened. People say, I know how to control these people and get them to do what I want them to do when I want them to do it. Right? And if they really figured it out, then what they have figured out is that they need to control the resources. So if you get a people that come amongst you and they studying you, if they are studying you to control you, they're looking at all the things that you go to sustain yourself. Resources. All they have to do is get in the way of your access to the resources. Destroy them and claim that we have resources and you can have access to it, but you got to do this and you got to do that. Like you already wasn't from an abode where you worked and contribute to the quality of the community. How does a people come amongst you and tell you you can't have access to resources unless you put in some work into a city? Like, this is who you were from the beginning, a people who put in work. You know what I'm saying? A people who put in work to bring quality to their own community. But yet, a people come amongst you and act like you don't have none of these attributes. They're not going to work unless we make them. Where they get that from? I'm just trying to let you know, right? When we look at what we're doing today and think it's normal, they got us good. They got working for the dollar, they got us good. And the only reason you're working is because they control the basic necessities. They control your access to basic necessities. That's it. That's it. If they were sharing it with you, we'd be far better off in a better era for humanity than we are today. But they don't want to share it. They don't want to share it. They want to say, if you're going to live in this town, if they really feel like this their town, they put their badges of corporation on. That's their honor. Badges of corporation. Titles that come with corporations that are interested in profit. They put that badge on. They say, hey, ain't nothing for free around here. You got to put in some work in this town. Well, we live in this town together, bro. What is it about you that don't connect with us as a people who think we're going to do what we got to do to sustain ourselves, stay ahead of instabilities and deprivation? We ain't part of that plan. We're going to work together to get that done. But when you come amongst us talking about, you can't eat until you put in this work. Wait. We don't know how much work you did. We don't know how much of this you need. How you come? Everybody who is able to bring quality to the community do not need to be facing some type of delay regarding accessing what they need to continue to bring quality to the community, right? But you get these people that come amongst you and they be like, okay, we giving you water, we built a few homes, you know what I'm saying? We even got some electricity, some firewood, but it ain't for free. You know what I'm saying? Get in where you fit in, meaning get around, find some place in this town, to get a job, find a work, help this community thrive. No, bro, you're really interested in enslaving us. And in a sneaky way, you make sure you discriminate and disenfranchise. You steady try to exclude, you know what I'm saying, how we should economically benefit. Yeah, we got, all the mechanic guys out here, they can fix whatever breaks in this community, but it's gonna cost you. If you wanna, if you want to be able to afford the services that we really have all throughout this community, you have to put in some work into the community, and build up your financial value so that you could be able to, come on, man. This is crazy. They got us good. The only thing I can do is present this message to you my way, until somebody else comes along and is able to present it in a more better way, with more clarity, right? But until then, we do at least have a solution, right? And that's for us to at least come together to start covering the costs to put services and assets in our community that we can have access to even when we don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? That's a start. That's a start from wiggling our way out of the planned instabilities that they wanted us to have. You know what I'm saying? They planned on this. We're going to make sure they don't never get but this far, with all that egotistical attitude. This is our country. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I couldn't even be, I wouldn't even be being facetious or over exaggerate if I was to tell you that this is an emergency. I know it's been time to wake up since the 70s, but this right here, Man, I don't see no type of content nowhere on YouTube where they was talking about us being slaves to this degree. It was always about being a slave with a ball and chain, you know what I'm saying, and a whip on your back if the master didn't feel like you was doing your job right and you was going too slow, you're not being productive, all of that, you know what I'm saying? But never have anyone just broke it down and said, yo, slavery is all about forced labor. Whether you got a ball or chain on your ankle, whips on your back or not, it's forced labor. And when they set up a system out here where they control your access to resources, right? This right here forces you to go get a job. This forces you to go. Don't you know that forced labor is slavery? When you are forced, you're thinking, well, I can't, I gotta have a roof over my head. Sister Fire. Always, twin, thank you for joining. But we're going to spread this message. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it pumping because a lot of people still don't get it. They still don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So here we are, and we in an era where we think we have gotten far, right? We think we have gotten far, but when we look at what we're actually up against, man, we ain't gone nowhere. Technology exploded for sure. For sure, we got better structures when it comes to building stuff. Our technology on the architect side is brilliant. But look at our humanity by our moral standard. Man, we are dead on that scale. We don't even measure on that scale as a people who have a life under moral categories. Where is our moral standard? How can we even stand by? I mean, centuries have gone past, and we have the nerve to even look at our history. Our history is telling us about how we use these same patterns where people always control people's access to resources, and till this day, we are none the wiser that we are slaves. To this very day, while we march around and talk about freedom and the history of a bunch of Europeans coming together talking about we're going to establish a preamble, a Declaration of Independence, and a Constitution based on the fact that people are supposed to be free and the right to pursue happiness and freedom. What? If this ain't the biggest pretentious factor of what a tyrant really is and what a tyrant is capable of, I don't know what is. But look at us, though. Look at how good they got us. Look at us walk around here and act like this is normal. How complicit can we be? You know what I'm saying? And steady sitting around here like this is it. March around here talking about how we got pride in our government. Don't you know that the only people on the planet who can even establish a government is a beneficent people? When the last time you seen a beneficent people? We have no clue on what a beneficent person or collective is. No clue. Right? And I can fairly say that. I should be able to get away with saying that because when we see a people pretending based on their imagination, what's in their hearts and what's in their minds, they have to pretend to be beneficent by saying things like, oh, we all equal. Where you get this idea about people who have this paradise mentality? We're going to all get along. We're going to all work together. We're all equal. We're all interested in freedom. But then history shows you that this is a lie. They only pretended. They did not have everybody in mind. You see what I'm saying? That's a tyrant. That's a tyrant lying to you and pretending, you know what I'm saying? This is why I say only a beneficent people can establish a government. There is no government on this planet. There is no government because beneficent people don't rule. A people who really want to assist one another, right, without enslaving them, meaning forcing them to work, they don't occupy the pattern of self-sufficiency that we are interested in on this planet. They're not here. It's the tyrants that's here, ruling, obviously. You see what I'm saying? So, there is no government because the beneficent people have not stepped up to live according to a code of self-sufficiency or autonomy. You see what I'm saying? The beneficent people have not stepped up to make sure that the people live far beyond any type of instabilities that can creep up on them, or far beyond deprivations. You can look at your environment, the people in your abode, you can see what the production rate is amongst ourselves. We can see how much we consume. We can track our production rate. We do this already under the monetary system, but we do it already, right? We use storage facilities. We know when to pull stuff from storage and put it out there to make it available and accessible to us at all times. We know how to do this. We know how to do this. You know what I'm saying? Why are we using money? We know how to do this. If we need more, we simply say, okay, we need to do more to yield more because our population is growing, right? Or we have enough. We could tell ourselves we have enough. You know, our storage system is working so well that we can live for another, let's say, 2 million population growth of 2 more million people. Like your storage system could be that fine, right? Because we does this already. You see what I'm saying? But you have a people that come amongst you and don't want you to think about those things. They got us good, is what I'm trying to tell you, man. They got us good. So now that we're born into this world where we see mom and daddy going to the store using money, right? And they talk about having to pay bills. Like we grow up in this. We grow up in this is the most powerfulest part of the spell there ever was. There ever was. You can ask anybody in your life, anybody sitting next to you right now, ask them why we use money. Oh, go ahead. To your left or right, I don't know who with you. Ask why we use money. Watch what they say. That's right. Sister Fire said, we have no real answer on why we use this piece of paper. Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible to know. It's impossible to know. How do I know, right? Because of the dreams that I have. Talking to certain people in a dream, I had to wake up and say, was that a dream? It took years for me to formulate sentences and concepts around something that would just sound crazy if I start talking about it out the blue. See what I'm saying? It took years. I said, well, I got questions. I was having dreams that were saying that money is nothing. I had to wake up and say, what that mean? Money is nothing. I don't know what that mean. That don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But slowly but surely, right? As my mind has inquiries and I lay back down to go to sleep, more messages come through. And I started realizing, wait, you know, based on what I'm thinking now, after what I slept on, I come to realize that some of the things they're telling us in this era is highly questionable. highly questionable. If you're a chess player or if you're a person who has good deductive reasoning ability, you can start seeing what must have had happen compared to what they are claiming happened. And they're claiming that we used to trade and barter with each other as a native folk. Like, we have people who go to universities, right, and take on economic classes and stuff. They have not stepped up to bring clarity to the things that are taking place on this planet. They steady talking about how everything is attached to financial means or to capitalism, and they don't want to step up and be like, well, we have a system that can take care of us without the use of money and without trading. The way we do things on this planet and the way they know Native people had to have done things, this is the hugest secret ever. If you just take time to think about what Native people actually did, this right here is what's hidden from you. While we run around here, right, we trying to everything we can to have pride in ourselves. Oh, we ancient this, we ancient that. We tapping into our ancient ancestors. I'm highly spiritual. I'm speaking this language. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to tell you, man, when we see people gravitating towards their own. They're trying to get some type of internal substance. It's attractive. You know what I'm saying? Yoruba, man, them people beautiful, man. Beautiful. The Sabians, beautiful folk. You know what I'm saying? You see the Hebrew Israelites out there, man, them people beautiful, man. Strong brothers. I like they standing for something. I don't care if they is using the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful people. When they start looking like they organized and they got their heart set on something, like even some of these people that go to church, man, some of these Christians and some of these Baptists, they got the right idea. Seventh-day Adventists, beautiful folk. You know what I'm saying? But they got us good. And they got us good though, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. How spiritual can we really be if we don't see this? If we don't see, who in the hell are we connecting to if we don't see this? What in the world is going on that you can't see that there is a massive slave system in play here? Simply by controlling your access to resources. Why are you not talking about it? Why are you not talking about it? Controlling your access to resources, that's all it takes to enslave you. You know, they have people who study slavery, the relationship between slave masters and slaves, and they go all the way down to methods that they used to break the slave down. Do you know starvation was one of those methods? Starving them to break them. Let me explain something to you. You could remove having no food off the list. Peace, wisdom. I love you, brother. I'm glad you're in the house with me. Yes, sir. Let's remove starvation off the list, okay? Let's just say you eating, you good, okay? But if you catch injury, it's going to take a long time for you to get tended to, okay? That's alongside of the fact that you have no roof over your head, okay? You got to sneak and find barns to lay in, parking lots, yeah, woods, you know? You ain't got no income. You ain't make no tent. You got to steal a tent from somebody. I'm talking about survival. Every now and then you can make your way down to the most popular abode and find yourself some food. You ain't starving. You ain't never hungry. None of that, right? But see, there's conditions that can hit us in the head. When we talk about instability, instability will break you. Remember, we leaving starvation off the table. You got food, but you ain't got no roof over your head. You can't take a bath like you want to. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no way of communicating with nobody in cases of an emergency. And if there is a case of emergency, you are challenged in how you access care. These are instabilities. These things right here will break you. You see what I'm saying? They will break you enough for you. If you're none the wiser, say, I can't take it no more. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to concede. I'm going to go find a job. First, I'm going to get in one of these shelters, get in one of these places, get some help. And you know, once you step down there to these branches that's supposed to be there to help you, they have some requirements. Yes, buddy. We're going to set you up. We're going to get you some food stamps, right? But we need to put you in this work program. You can be down here cleaning the park for a little while. We got a certain schedule for you to, get out here and clean up the park, right? Plus, you got to be looking for a job. Here's your piece of papers. Give us a list of the people you contact. You know what I'm saying? Showing us you're looking for a job, right? As long as you do that, we're seeing you, so we get you some money. We get you some money. That slow push for you to get right back into these towns, these abodes, where you're simply meant to be a slave. I'm trying to make it simple. I wish I could make it simpler. The further I go, the more I'm trying to make it more simple, okay? Wisdom said, Tupac said, my mother always used to tell me, if you can't find something to live for, you must find something to die for. Man, yeah, somebody need to break that down these days. We twisted. We twisted right now, Wisdom. We twisted because we don't fully want to acknowledge that we are broken and that we have no confidence. You know what the people do who don't have no confidence? They start pretending like they have confidence. That's why we look so beautiful right now, bro. That's why we look so beautiful. Look, we got the Moors marching around here. They beautiful, man. You know, brother, stand up. When you hear what they're talking about, right? Off the gate. I don't care if I don't like the fact they always trying to talk about, we ain't black. Get off, that's BS, right? But the fact that their mind has found something, a twig to remove just to keep their floor clean in their conscience. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's beautiful, man. You trying. You know what I'm saying? You making the way, right? Something has stimulated internally. Something is stimulating you internally to find these positions, right? And to me, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, brother, right? But see, I also see that we do those things because we lack the confidence to be what we really can be. Truth be said, man, that goes for the Nation of Islam. That goes for all these religions. That goes for the Sabians. That goes for all these people who look beautiful. They got clothes. They know their laws. They know their knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we suffering from a lack of confidence, bro. That's what that is, right? I can say that. I can say it because I know full well you don't have no nation. You don't have no network control over resources. You're not living in no town nowhere where you don't have to pay for electricity because you have your own engineers who built these generators that can supply electricity to your own communities. You don't have that. So I'm not the one to be fooled by all the crap, because that's what it is, the crap you talk about how proud you are, and about all the stuff you're doing, about knowing the laws, all that. I'm not one to be fooled by that, right? You don't have no nation and you don't have no government, right, until you can provide for yourself. Point blank, period, and end of story. Just like that. So they got us good, Jack. I don't care what you're talking about. They got us real good, bro. You know what I'm saying? So until we start making a move to govern ourselves as a beneficent people would, right? Not copycatting off these people who want to force us to do some work in whatever town they think they own. No, we're not copycatting off of them. Wisdom say, ain't nothing beautiful about the NOI, that's the Nation of Islam, y'all, and the Moors, and the Hebrews, and the rest, because beauty is when we get together to share support and assure our people, man, I agree with you 100%. 100%, man. Hey, I couldn't have said it better, brother. I couldn't have said it better. But sometimes, you know how they say you trap more flies with honey? I got to let people know that I have some positivity in my bone. You know what I'm saying? I see the beauty in the effort you're trying. But yo, what wisdom just said, though, like, the true beauty comes when we actually all come together and make sure that we have no issues of stability. We don't have no instabilities around us. Why do we have instabilities? Because there's a people that live amongst us that feel like they need to control how we access resources. Are you not ready? Are you not ready to put this foot in somebody behind? Come on, man. I cannot be the only one. I cannot be the only one that see this. They got us good, man. They got us good. And until our people start talking right, until we start talking right, guess what we're going to be doing? Just to hold the peace, we're going to be sitting there nodding our heads. Yeah, brother, you right. That's beautiful, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to keep all this positive. All we're doing, right, is being complicit to this whole mess because we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. Wisdom say, the highest form of love, beauty, and power of supreme is a collective contribution. That's right, brother. 1,000%. 1,000%. I go to sleep now, bro, because I got somebody else up here talking. I got somebody else up here breaking it down, but I ain't got to say nothing no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Twin say, you're not the only one. Thank you, Sister Fire. Thank you, Sister Fire, because I'm ready to put my foot somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right. But you know, can you imagine back in the days when chattel slavery is taking place, and you got this lazy man, there's something ain't right about this. I'm gonna put my foot up and master behind. You with me? And they go, mm-hmm. They just want to see you do it. But as soon as you do it, ain't nobody trying to help you. Get that nigger. You running, you on your own. Ain't nobody trying to help you. Hey, come on, we got to get off that, man. We got to get off that. But something ain't right, bro. Something ain't right. And every time we talk about this, what's the next person gonna say? Man, they got all them ships, they got all them tanks. Boy, they got machine guns, they got, drones to drop bombs on you from the air, bro. We really trying to do this? No, fool, we ain't trying to do that. Don't you know that 90% of warfare is psychological? You worried about all the weapons they got, man. You worried about the wrong thing. You worried about the wrong thing. Don't you know that a tank ain't got nothing against instability? Tank ain't got nothing against instability. You can have all the weapons in the world, right? Ain't gonna do you no good if you ain't got no place to stay, no food to eat, and no electricity. And if you can't stay clean, right, you just done for. All I'm saying is, when you show people that we as a beneficent people can step up and take care of ourselves to the point where we don't need money no more, the rest of the world gonna fold and say, that part. We don't want to pay mortgage either. We don't want no bills neither. The rest of the world be falling out like, well, why we do this? Why we do this? A long time ago, right? But you gotta be brave enough to step up. But 8 million, I'm asking for 8 million people to get on the email list just so we can inch ourselves there. Just so we can, that's the solution, to inch ourselves there by putting services and assets in the community that we can have access to even when we don't have no money. Prepaying for it. When we do that, we sneaking ourselves back into all the positions that they will not hire us for. Ain't nobody hiring us to run no refineries. You know damn well we need to be in these factories. You know damn well we need to be in these refineries. You know damn well we need to be the ones sustaining these electric grids. You know that. And they ain't hiring us for that. We got to build our own. So now we got to start paying our people, right? And get our children to come back to our community, because as soon as they graduate these universities and these colleges, what they doing? They're running right out there to get these jobs for the universities themselves. And they're working for these governments, and they're working for these corporations. Our children is gone, never to give back to the real community. The community you don't have no sense of right now. The community you don't know nothing about. Right? Because you don't know nothing about us being a collective, self-sufficient people right now. But we run around here talking about we nations. We run around here talking about how we governments. You know what I'm saying? We run around here talking about how we empresses and emperors. Stop with the foolishness, man. Stop with the foolishness. You ain't nothing running around here with a challenge to you accessing the earth. That's right. That's how these people got a system in your face that challenges. When you want access to resources, you challenge. You got to pay for it. Where you gonna get this money from? Do you print it? You print? Who in the world came up with this brilliant idea? We're gonna come up with this International Monetary Fund, and then the Federal Reserve, and then we set up a corporation where these group of people and these other group of people, we kind of come together and merge an agreement between bonds, a piece of paper, and this idea we have in our head that's really just gonna contribute to enslaving people. Because we're going to rule all these towns that we're going to build. We're going to make these people build the towns and sustain the things that we want to enjoy in the town. Huh? How come we can't see this? We too busy doing what? Why we can't see this? Wisdom say, being ready to bust a cat with my bare hands in any means necessary. Stop talking, boy. Stop talking. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to push this mug in such a way where the intellect wins the war. The intellect wins. Let me resume. I get ready to say, tell your cousins to stop calling me, man. I thought I hit dismiss and the phone answered. My peoples. Hey, look. They got us good, but I'm trying to tell you we have a solution, and the solution is to come together deep. I'm talking about 8 million people deep, get out here and start using prepaid game so we can pay our engineers. We're not really even paying our people. Let me tell you what we're doing, right? Because see, we know that all of us out here, we know that in order to function in these cities, in slave master city, slave master is the malevolent minded person that came up with the idea to make sure everybody's working in these cities, okay? So we know that he is, or she, or this network in general, these group of people behind this network, behind all these cities all over the planet, right, where they are supplying the basic necessities. We're talking about water, we're talking about food, and then we're talking about all the homes that are being built. They got a nice system because they got people chasing the dollar, and they know that, you know, they can establish themselves as a company, a construction crew company, and everything else that complements that when it comes to building a house. You build a house, sell the house, boom, you're making money. But guess what? Nobody is accessing these homes without money. I'm just telling you, they got a sweet system, is all I'm trying to tell you, right? To enslave us. So these people, this network, it gets together and they're like, nobody is going to come to in these towns, right, and just be willy-nilly back to depending on themselves. We're going to put an end to that codependency crap that we saw them doing as a native people, and they're going to be in our town sustaining the lives that we would like to enjoy. So while we building yachts for these guys, these big ass boats that we can't even afford to get on ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Then we're going to talk about limiting their travel means. They're going to need a passport to do this. They're going to need a license to do that. Like, they really got their game tight. It's like, yo, if they're going to be in our cities, they're going to do what we want to do. Everything going to cost. We're going to be able to tell who the best workers, who really pimping themselves out, and who really not. You know what I'm saying? They're going to end up in the street, on the corners, on the block somewhere. Like, this they mentality, like, to challenge you, to challenge your stability, right? We're not talking about it. They got us good, right? So here we are. Our children, they graduate, they go to these schools, and then they go to work for these people. Like, we need to be there to make sure that they don't have to worry about those things. I'm talking about as a collective, as a mass collective. If we come together to make sure that we cover these things for our children who go to their universities or somehow develop a nice skill, you know what I'm saying? We need to make sure they don't have to worry about these things. We come together to cover these costs. We're not paying our children. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't pay us, first off, to bring quality to these communities. We was going to do it anyway. So we're not paying our people, right? We are removing these challenges towards their instabilities in their life, and then giving them some more room. So I'm talking about $72,000 a year to do simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? To cater to us, to be there for us when we need it the most. I'm talking about putting cafes in our communities. Well, you find yourself out here and you really need something to eat and you just don't have no money, we got cafes all over the place. You know what I'm saying? If you traveling, you ain't got no hotel money, pick up the phone, find out how many properties we done bought. Airbnb, we got properties. We got properties for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody come to you, get you a key, get you in the place, get you straight. You ain't have to pay for nothing. When we gonna get to the point where we see the game they're trying to play, this monopoly they're trying to hold over us, boy, you got to relinquish that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get them scissors ready. We got to start putting a cut in this particular fabric in our lives, right? If you ain't ready to do that, if you ain't trying to have this conversation, bro, like, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, right? But we're gonna forever be behind. We're gonna forever be behind. You know what I'm saying? And it's time to start talking about how we've been faking the funk for a long time. A lot of organizations have popped up, you know what I'm saying? And we don't want to give nobody no respect for talking bad about any of us, right? But we've been doing bad. We've been doing bad, you know what I'm saying? You could talk about all the positive stuff, Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, all you want to, right? But we didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing, bro, right? Basic necessities. Basic necessities. We didn't feed ourselves. We didn't take over these towns by making sure we the ones supplying electricity. We didn't do nothing like that. We lived in these towns trying to act like we cleaning ourselves up off the street. We turn the We helping these people who was on drugs get off drugs and make them become, a productive people to the community. Stop, man. Stop. We didn't do nothing, bro. Until we come together as a beneficent people and establish a government, we ain't doing nothing, bro. I'm tired of lying to ourselves, bro. I'm tired of lying to ourselves. I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of trying to act like I'm a positive, mature brother. I'm crushed. I'm crushed internally on the inside, right? But I know we're not going to get anywhere by getting together singing bad songs. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. Here it is. They got us good, but we have a solution. What you want to do? What you want to do? Because ain't nothing going to take place until we realize what they have in place over us in their world. It costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to dig ourselves out of this hole. What you want to do, bro? Sister, what you want to do, sis? The most powerfulest creature on the damn planet is a female. What you want to do, sis? All these mothers running around here, we cannot dig deep down inside of ourselves internally as women and bring this power up out here to free us. I know damn well you'll do almost anything to protect your own. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. You don't see the hell that your children is in right now? Women, man. Women who had this deep embedded mama nature, they need to step up. They need to step up, bro. Because something ain't right. And children is wallowing in the mud of slavery right now. I mean, they've been suffocated by this game. We don't see this game. Mama should be able to see this game from a long time ago. Be like, no, I'm going to raise my kid. As a matter of fact, I'm going to raise this community up to know that they should be making an exit strategy up out of here. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be sitting up here as oil barons. Yes, I'm about to talk about Black Wall Street. You cannot be sitting up here as oil barons and letting the people come into your town and supply your town with stuff that are considered necessities. Light poles, buildings. No, you got to do that yourselves so that you'll be connected to the routines for making it happen. Because if you connected with the routines for making it happen, you could do it for yourselves no matter where you are, anytime, every time. You know what I'm saying? But if you're going to pay somebody just because you have oil that the world wants, if you're going to pay a group outside yourself to come in here, you don't care nothing about you being beneficent and self-sufficiency for yourself. Don't care nothing about the values you really had as a native people. Just want to come in here, get some money, put some light poles up here for you. Look at Black Wall Street. Look at the town. Who put them light poles up? Who built those residential structures, those business structures? Who built them? The railroad that came across the ground, that little train was on. Who built that? It wasn't them. It wasn't them. See what I'm saying? And when you start doing things just because you got money and you don't care who your supplier is, you shooting all of us in the foot. You shooting all of us in the foot because from the get-go, right, we had a tyrant looking at us saying, I got to find my way in. You know what I'm saying? You got a tyrant looking at us saying, I got to find my way in. So we have to be always aware that this is the case, right? We can't be letting nobody in that don't care nothing about us having a position that's going to sustain autonomy for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And we need all these positions. You go in the factory, we need them factory positions, bro. Manufactories, right? All this land we keep talking about that we need, we trying to buy up, you know what I'm saying? What we doing, bro? What we doing with the land? Because some of y'all sound like y'all want to sell the land. Do what? You want to do some stuff to continue swimming in the world of capitalism? Come on, bro. Come on, man. I don't even know what else to say. Like, if our mentalities don't change, man, we're just going to be sitting up here, drinking a bottle of ketchup, talking about this the greatest wine from our grape farm or something. Man, BSing all the time. Trying to sell something. You know what I'm saying? So once again, we got this magic tongue. We say anything and can sell anything. Right? And it's not getting us anywhere. It's not getting us anywhere, right? So now it's time to start coming together as a collective, right? And do what they never expected us to do and start paying for all this stuff that they told us we had to pay for. You ain't gonna hire us? Fine. We're gonna build a refinery. We're gonna put our own people in the refinery, and we're gonna know what it means to bring metals from the ground. We're gonna mine ourselves, bring these metals to our refinery, and make the products that we want. Because we're not going to charge ourselves to access it. How we look making forks and knives and metals that could be used for framing homes. We're going to make them and then we're going to turn around and sell them to y'all. No, we're going to make them and we're going to put them in our supply storages in areas all across the world. Because we're going to have builders all across the world. And we're going to need those things ready and available for all of y'all to continue bringing quality to our community, because we all know we need homes. We all know we need these things. We all know we might prefer to use utensils for those who prefer to use utensils. There's other people who find value in eating off their hands. You know? There's people who find value, say electricity flow, from the hand and help alkaline the food if we eat from our hands. You got people who actually practice that. You know what I'm saying? But some of y'all might just prefer utensils. Oh, we just use copper utensils. It's all good. I'm just saying, wood utensils or whatever. Whatever your preference is. You know what I'm saying? We need to be behind the resource, because right now, the tyrant that's behind the resources, he's saying you can have it, you can have access to it, but you're going to have to work for it. We already working for this. What are you talking about? We're already working for this. So we divided mentally because we cannot see that we already out here putting in work. We was putting in work when you ran up on us as Native folk. Ain't no food jumped off no tree or crept up from the ground, ran to us and said, "Eat me, please." We was already putting in the work. And when you came over here, ain't no dirt rose from the ground and no woods cut themselves from a tree to form a home for us and say, "Here, we made ourselves for you. We're a home for y'all because we know y'all part of the earth and we love y'all." Ain't no home did that. We was been putting in the work. Here you got the people come amongst you, act like you ain't gonna build no house for yourself. They too lazy. They not all the way human. What? The way we conduct ourselves is like we still believe this. The way we conduct ourselves and stand by to be treated like this, like we actually have to pay for stuff. Like, what do you think you're doing when you pay for stuff and you have the nerve to walk around here and act like you don't favor white supremacy? Huh? If you paying for anything, sir and ma'am, you favor white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? Until you start talking like me, at least, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of here. Well, we got to pay for it. We got to do this. We got to do that. No, what you got to do is spread this message and make sure we're all on the same page. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. You got to make sure we're on the same page, bro. And they got everything set up and structured like we don't work for nothing. You're going to live in our town. First of all, where you come from talking about our town? We never had to walk around and tell each other, this is our town. This is our town. This is my town. We never had to walk around telling each other that. Where these people come amongst us and start saying, this is our town. Well, if you're going to be in our town, you're going to put in some work. Are you serious? Matter of fact, we got Burger King open right over here. Go find yourself a job. Do something with yourself. Back in the day when Jim Crow law was coming up, them people got so hot that the people had a different type of plan, talking about slaves is free. They got so hot they implemented some Jim Crow laws and was yanking people, black people, Negroes up off the street, talking about vagrancy laws. You hang around on the corner, you ain't doing nothing with yourself. You gonna go to work. You're gonna go to work in this country. What? Oh my gracious Lord. You picking up people because they can't hang around. What? Like, what do you think they went to school? What kind of history do these people have to sit here and think that you can walk yourself up on a native folk or bring another folk from another country and sit there and say they being lazy, they need to work? If you come up on anybody who is self-sufficient, don't need nothing from you, they do everything they can to take care of themselves, and you get mad because you feel like they should be doing some type of work. Why are they walking around here chilling like they in paradise? Because that's the kind of people we are. That's the kind of people we are. Until you keep messing with us. Keep messing with us. We ain't worried about no food because we know exactly where the apple tree is. We know exactly where the berries are. And we know exactly what kind of plants we can eat up off the ground. But you keep coming around here talking about what you're doing, standing on this corner. We're looking at y'all crazy folk. You know what I'm saying? You want to throw us in the prison, in jail, where we supposed to work a farm for somebody. You done lost your mind. You ain't never had to force us to do no damn work. Never. Never. Now look at you in this damn time. Police officers out here killing people in the street like they don't even understand what their job is. It was never your job to kill no damn body. And it's clear that you don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's clear you don't understand that. People out here dealing with stuff. You know what they're dealing with? Instability. The pressure of instability will drive a community insane. Insane. And then we sit around here and we watch all these programs. States get funded, all kinds of stuff, but some kind of way, these funds don't make it to the black communities. And we got people that's fighting for that. Oh, why these funds ain't reaching the black community? Why these funds ain't reaching the black community? Yeah, at least you got people trying to fight for us in that regard, right? But I'm trying to show you that there's something more insidious in play here that we should be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the people that are doing all that fight, making sure we get funded, trying to tell us that we should be going there, doing the census, so that some of this money, when we do the census, we should claim that we black. We got a lady out there that's teaching us that we should say we black when we do the census, so that there could be funds coming to the black community, right? It's like, hey, if we don't exist, there ain't no funds coming. So I'm just saying, thank you everybody who in the fight, you know, in one way or another. But if we don't get together on the bottom line, whoa, they shouldn't be charging us for nothing on this planet. See, that's going to sound strange to some of y'all. That's going to sound strange, right? Don't nobody have to make us do no kind of work in no kind of damn town. You don't have to do that. We're not going to sit around here and start. Look at Cuba. When America was trying to cut Cuba off, what Cuba do? Boy, I know everybody heard by now that Cuba was growing food everywhere. So if forced, you put us in a situation, we will grow food. And they was growing food on the roofs of their homes, alongside of the ground, the walkways. Hey, they're like, come next year, we're going to be eating. But some of the stuff that was growing, they was eating in just a few months. You know what I'm saying? But that was like, yo, one thing you're not going to do is you're going to starve us out. And then we got people here who we can build our homes. You know what I'm saying? And they moved on. They moved on. What's my point? My point is, you ain't got to force us to do no work, bro. You wicked. You wicked. You ain't got to force us to do nothing. You ain't got to, every time you go into the grocery store, right? And you want to buy some grapes and bananas, right? Just know, right, that they are, if you got to pay for it, you are being forced to work in that community. You ain't got to force us to do nothing. Because we're not going to sit around here and starve. We're not going to sit around here and not build no homes to complement our population. That's just pure damn ignorance. That's ignorance. We just sit around here, who gonna build a home for us? And the people who can build homes are saying, ain't nobody paying us to build a home. We ain't built no home then. That's the dumbest piece of shit. What? But we really believe this though. We really believe we need some money to take care of ourselves. Like we don't know how to keep count on how many of us it is and keep count on what we actually consuming, what we actually producing, and what we actually have in stores. Like we too dumb to figure this out. Come on, man. Hey, man, they got us good, bro. They got us good, man. That's all I can say. Man, they got us real good, bro. We got to wake up, man. We got to wake up, bro. If we don't start talking about this, I know we'll be scared about rubbing our associates the wrong way. But golly, man. Golly, you don't have to make us do no kind of work wherever we are on this planet, bro. Now you tell me that they ain't got us good. They got us good, bro. They got us good, man. How much you gonna pay me? Come on, man. See how they got us talking? They got us talking like this because we don't have no confidence in structuring a paradise for ourselves. Yeah, remember I was talking about how we don't have no confidence? I'm trying to tell you, man. This right here, that's popular. Right? Black pride, right? Bro, that's an expression of a lack of confidence. Don't get mad. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong either. We have to try to do something to let people know we're not broken, right? But we all know we was freaking broken. We was broken. What else can we do? You know what I'm saying? Let's sit around here and try to show them that we ain't broken. We ain't broke. Black power. I still believe in black power. You ain't got us. You ain't got us yet. These guys are like, okay, we got them, but just because they doing all that, we're gonna do more. And that's what they seem like they did, right? They got even more upset. Even if they know they got us good, had us here buying food out of stores, got us building homes for money. For money, knowing damn well we all need a roof over our head. Like, it ain't gonna be free, it's gonna cost them. It's gonna cost them. All this food we making available, we make them make it available for all of us, it's still gonna cost them. Like, yo, you already put in the work, and they tell them you gotta put in some more work just to get this. Some more work, bro. Come on, man. You tell me they ain't get us good, bro. They got us good, bro. Hey, they got us good, bro. So, they get mad when we come off like, you ain't got us good. Black power. You ain't got us good. We strong. We faster than y'all. We take over all y'all sports. They get mad when they see us talking like that. Oh, apparently we haven't broken them enough. We be asking for it, don't we? We got our foot chopped off. Look, we walking around headless. We ain't got no mind. We insane, right? They done been pulled our hearts out, chewed on it long time ago. You know what I'm saying? We worse off than zombies right now. And we still find a way to stand up and say, you ain't affecting me. We are forming to the Hebrew Israelites. We are forming to the nation of Islam. We still have some time to get together. And even though that's all misdirection, because the number one thing we should be fighting for is to make sure that we have access to these resources without a fool interfering with us, right? We know that's where we should be if we really want to be free, right? But until we figure out a way to get there, we just felt like our best response is going to act like they don't really have us good. And that pisses them off. Well, let's do some more to them. Let's start locking them all up. Let's do some drugs into the community. Lock them up. We know the instability has an effect on them, and they're going to do whatever they can to keep a roof over their head and the food in their children's mouths. And this is where we get them. You know, we still can lock them up, you know, and kill them in the street and whole nine and start putting some stuff in their food too. Let's make them use this grease over here to fry their chicken. That'll get them. You know what I'm saying? They just get wicked and more wicked every generation. Even when you start to act like you healthy. We eat healthy foods. We eating all that garbage you want to give us no more. We want to be vegans now. They say, oh, let's start messing with their food. Let's make sure they don't have no more seeds in their fruits. But I'm just saying, man. Anyway, I'm about to end this. But I want to let you know that they got us good, but we do have a solution. And the solution is to come together, man. A massive amount of us got to come together. I'm talking about 8 million of us got to come together to start covering the cost. I'm talking about prepaid game, baby, to put services and assets in our communities that we can access even when we don't have no money. See what that's doing when we do that? We start putting ourselves in the positions where we have a relationship with the resources of the planet. They're not hiring us for it, bro. No time soon, bro. Right? How we gonna gain these positions? Right? We need to be bringing our electricians back, our engineers back. We need to bring all our heads back that went through the universities. They stole all our babies. We don't even realize that it's theft. They stole our children. Every time we send our children off to college, right? Every time we send them off to college, they gone. They never come back. They never have the ability to give back to the community. And I'm not talking about this BS you hear about all these things other people do for the community. No, bro. No. When people do something for the community that we have lost a long time ago as native people, as self-sufficient people, right? That community, right? And when you invest back into us being self-sufficient, that's when you are giving back to the community, bro. Right? Not to these corporate means and the way the corporations have dictated for us to give back so we can pat ourselves on the back, say we're doing something. You know what I'm saying? Right? We need these our children to come back and start building these generators to supply electricity to neighborhoods that we build, because we're not going to charge ourselves an electric bill. We're not going to charge ourselves access to water. We're not going to charge ourselves access to food. So listen to me, right? This is the solution. We prepaid all these things so that we can cover the cost for our people to not be bothered with their mess. To not be bothered. We're not paying them because we can't pay ourselves to do this. But we cover the cost for our children not to have to be bothered with their mess while they cater to us, to put us in stronger positions, to make us truly brilliant, which is to be self-sufficient. That's all I'm saying. That's our solution. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about it? You got to spread the word. This is the power that we have. This is the opportunity that we have right now. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is to get on the email list so we can see that we are growing as 8 million people who are interested in doing this. It's that simple. That's the solution. We know we need these positions if we're going to be self-sufficient, because if we keep on letting the tyrants have these positions behind all these resources of the world, they're going to forever make sure we don't have easy access to what we need. And if we don't have easy access to what we need, we're going to forever be slaves. Huh? Z Malachi, I'm out. Stay woke. Wisdom. Appreciate you. Sister Fire, thank you. Peace, twin, and paradise.